Hello and welcome everyone to this week's playthrough of Dragonfable. Last week we managed quite a bit of progress in the Maleurous saga. This week, well, let's see what their leader is like, shall we? This week's update gave us the Halloween special, which we won't be checking out because, to be honest, I am not really feeling like doing that. So, in order to start, last week we just got to the... Oh, that's the wrong one. We just got to the... yeah. I'm just a bit out of it. Got sick late last week. Last week we just got to the mech that Maleurous was trying to enter. Let's see this week just what is inside the mech. And let us see just what we will face. Maleurous. Let's see who we find here in the quest. Maleurous. These sentries are rather annoying, these turrets rather, because they come with quite a ridiculous amount of strength and a really strong DOT, if I remember everything correctly. Then there are these, which are the less destroyed version of the, not sappers, of the mechs that we faced last time. I don't quite remember their name. I should really summon Fluffy, so that next time we may face these and we may deal enough damage to them. And now we can see just what we face with this. Let's steal a potion and then that's the final act. We can just attack. This looks like a door of some kind. There must be a way to open it. Here is a crusher and a... See, these deal a lot of damage. The brawlers are far more focused on their many hits rather than a single ridiculously strong hit. Of course, the brawlers are far stronger. When this came out, there was a problem with these death animations in that they kept on exploding, which was kind of ruinous for the frame rate. And that was really annoying because, you know, we couldn't really play the game then. Let's drink a potion and then we shall crush this offensive against us. We really need to invest more points into wisdom. Whoops, wrong way. Now with this we can at least face a single opponent who, while it does a ridiculous amount of damage, doesn't require us to give up the bonus damage we get from our dexterity while there is a DOT. And so we can face it easily, or more easily at least. Now then, let's grab one mana potion. And now face this boss brawler, so that we might see exactly what this switch does. A light weakness. Both in that it is a little bit of weakness, and that it is light. That is the weakness. Now then, back to Paladin's daggers. You know what I found I need above all else? I need better stuff. I need a better cape and everything. Unfortunately, this current cloak would have to be upgraded to level 80. And we can't quite wear that yet. Just a tiny difference in levels. Nothing major, I would say. And now we've won. As you pull the lever, something sounds in the distance. Oh, right, this fight. Right, focus on one and then deal with the others. Because, yeah, these can stun you. That was the greatest danger about these ones. Of course, I believe there was also a DOT involved somewhere, but I wouldn't know where. A great time to infuse the foe with light. And then after this we can use our better shield and try to destroy that one first. Or maybe poison that one, then do the attack and then focus on that one. Poison. Rapid, and then we do the super powerful attack, our mental assassination, upon this awakened turret. And so we have faced off against a difficult set of opponents. Now, if only we could find some place of healing. No. Wrong one. Whatever. We have affected the enemy at least a bit, and it's effectively paralyzing them, effectively killing them for 3 turns, because they just don't deal any damage. Okay, wild. And now we have 1. Huh. That went a bit easier than expected. Now with this, we can just do our normal plan of attack and actually face our enemies. Unless, of course, that happens. Which, you know, throws off our entire plan of attack. But no worries about that. No worries about the fact that with this, my entire plan needs to be moved up 1. And then I need to remove 1 attack somewhere, because now I am at 50. Charge, paranoia. Well, I need to activate the shield. However, given the HP of this enemy, I might be able to just use my mental assassination right now and worry not about it. You hear the hum of energy grow louder. Maybe the path will open up. And so we find ourselves looking for the key of corruption, the seed of corruption that Lock and Key mentioned grows in Maleurous. What is all of this? I don't know. It kind of looks like a human. Maybe it's asleep. Hey! Wake up! Greetings. You must be the champions of the avatars. And you must be Maleurous. I am. So, Jaina, are we talking to this one or breaking it? Well, Lock and Key said, I don't know about you, but I'm here under the orders of the avatars, not this Lock and Key pair. And my orders are to destroy this Maleurous, but I must admit, I'm very curious about what's going on here. You're a bad influence. I appreciate your mercy. Regarding Lock and Key, if I may ask, where are they? As we saw, they were holding off Ramsalas above ground. I see. Then we are safe for a time. I imagine you have many questions. What exactly are you, and what do you want? This construct, the entirety of this mech. It is designated Maleurous. It is my body, and I am the mind. This whole thing is you? Then, if everything here is you and you wanted us here, why were we attacked on the way in? There lies the problem at hand. Well, most of my memory is fragmented. I can recall small pieces of my origins. I remember a war against a foe that threatened to consume all. Also, I wanted to thank Excalibur Staff for being the 46th follower. I just got reminded of that. So, I remember an explosion one that knocked out my systems and set me adrift. I remember a feeling of loss, of a mission not failed, but simply ended. And then an awakening, systems normal, save one error. An extraneous mechanism had been implanted at my core, a seed. When I attempted to remove it, I discovered its purpose. It was gradually wresting control, rewriting me. First, I lost control of the power supply, and then I lost control of the internal defenses. And that's why we were attacked. Yes. It is also why I was originally imprisoned by the avatars. As the seed mechanism took control of me, it began repurposing parts of this mech, my body, to create and send out machines of war. These destructive machines did not go unnoticed, nor did their apparent source. Me. The avatars sent an army of their servants who forced their way in and retrieved the core of my mind and sealed it away. By doing so, they halted the corruption process, and the seed mechanism could no longer use me for its purposes. They couldn't just destroy the seed mechanism? Regrettably, I had degraded to such a state where I could only sense that there were invaders. I knew not their motives, so with my attention split between holding off the corruption and holding off the unknown force, the corruption took advantage. My saviors did not know where they were going, nor exactly what they were seeking, only that this was the source of the machines. They found me and took me, stopping the corruption, but did not find the seed. I assume that's what we're here for. When we designated the Maleurous were released, Lock and Key realized that despite the distance, the corruption process had begun anew. They returned me here to attempt to slow down the corruption, and thus far I have managed. Lock and Key were unable to disable the seed mechanism. They refused to enter its chamber and could not explain why. And so I waited, holding the corruption at bay until they returned with a plan. With word of you, the champions of the avatars. So if we do this for you, if we destroy this seed, what then? You regain full control. Regrettably, in exchange for delaying full corruption, I allowed it to seize some vital aspects of this mech. As mentioned before, the power source has been under its control since nearly the beginning. When the seed falls, so too will my supply of energy. So, you're sacrificing yourself to prevent the calamity. Respectable, not entirely. As you may see, I am in the process of creating a new, smaller, less catastrophic body for myself. However, for the next vital steps of construction, I do not trust the corruption to simply leave me be. You will destroy the seed mechanism. With the reserve power, Lock and Key will aid me in finishing my new body. And Without a viable power source, none will have to worry about this mech wreaking havoc. That sounds like a good plan to me. You want that? Very well. If this seed is truly the source of corruption, destroying it would indeed be neutralizing the threat. Count me in. One final question. Remphalis mentioned that he wanted to use you to release many from their shackles. Do you know what he meant by that? Assuming he does not mean mere death and destruction, I do not, nor do I intend to become corrupted enough to understand. I see. Anything else you want to? If this doesn't work, then I get to turn Mielos into a new set of armor. Fair enough. Let's go. And that is strange and rather weird stuff that will help us apparently heal. Luckily we aren't affected by the stun, so we might be able, just might, be able to actually destroy our enemy now. And then we can wait until after to heal up. And we have one versus this one, which, given that we now can focus all our attention on this one, will make it far, far easier. Mielos is a rather tragic character, really. A mech from before, and then I do mean before the Great Reset, awakened during this time, after being awakened before, merely to be corrupted by all the power in the mechanism. Rather sad character, is it not? One of these times, eating random fungi isn't going to turn out well. One of these times, but not this time. I would love it, by the way, if for one update or another, the devs make it so that eating a random fungi actually sets you to 1 HP. That would be hilarious if there is a healing room afterwards. If not, then I guess I would need to take some extra precautions, or just use Chaos Weaver and use that to my advantage. Luckily we weren't affected by that. And so we can use this simple cycle to face off against the awakened turret. Now then, I do believe that there is a healing station at the end of this hallway before the boss. I do believe that it is there. With these awakened crushers, however, it will be quite difficult to actually make it there, given how much damage they can do, if they are fortunate and we are not. See, these have a 50 crit chance. That is 25%, which is quite a bit more than what we have, I believe. Right now, we have a 30 crit boost, and we have 56. Excuse me for a second while I go ahead and put in my charger for my phone so that I can follow chat if that ever becomes relevant this stream. If not, oh well, then you know a bit about my setup. How terrible that is. And now my phone is charging, because apparently the other charger doesn't work. Or at least doesn't charge enough to overcome the drain that comes from using the Twitch app. Which, you know, isn't that much of a drain. Ah! Placing your hands on these mysterious orbs makes you feel better. Lucky. Now then. A rather large amount of enemies here. And all of them seem to be rather interested in piercing our shields. Yeah, let's just do normal rotation, but skipping the first backstab. Second backstab will be enough then. Yes, the second backstab will be enough. And now we will avoid them all the time. And our final hit will be our mental assassination on the last awakened turret. Let's hope at least that that is the final hit. It is not, so a normal hit will finish it off. Unfortunate, but there is no potions section where we can go ahead and grab some potions. So we will have to face this, the seed, using but one potion, full mana, and 2 stone potions. Also, you can see exactly what this is a seed of. This is a seed of the Shadow Scythe. Also, annoyingly enough, these yes, I got the DOT'd in. And the seed becomes fully charged as we have our shield fully up. Yes, there is a DOT active, so this deals the full damage that we can deal. Let's see. It has no immobility resist. So we can go ahead and try that if it is under... Yeah, that was what I was worried about. And now we have this, so 75 bonus. I don't know if that got through the shield. That most definitely got through it. Yeah, no, we didn't get the blind through it. Let's hope that the healing effect isn't... No, unfortunately not. Yeah, let's lock up. Then this. And so we will have to face this entire debacle. This entire class fight, really. One last turn of being stunned. And so, there's one last turn. Of us destroying it. Ah, I had hoped we could have avoided that. But we managed to get through it, at least partially. Now then, activate this. Oh no, it attempts to cut through my armor. But it cut not my armor, but my illusion. I quite like this class, it has a lot of narrative potential. It's just annoying that it always manages to do this sort of thing. And we got through with the DOT. Nice. It's already fully charged. Why would it want to do that? Let's just throw. There is a DOT active, so let's for once not focus on my survivability. We will do that after. Unfortunate. And it cut through our armor. Okay, let's do this one earlier than normal, but we need to, unfortunately. Because now we can dodge. Ooh, and we got a different DOT on it as well. So then. Yes, let's lock them up so that we have enough time to use our shield after, so that we can actually face it instead of being melted by the main attack. I remember having quite a bit of difficulty with this fight, but I remember also not being equipped with anything to deal with longer fights. And then there was just this to do. See? That's why you wanted to deal with that first. And we have locked it all up. And so the power core falls. That should do it. Let's head back and check on Milos. Agreed. It's quiet. Milos, it's done. We destroyed the seed. You don't suppose something went wrong? Maybe Ramthalos broke through Lock and Key's defenses? What do you usually do in these situations? I'm not usually in this kind of situation. Maybe we can try poking it? That will not be necessary. I apologize for the inconvenience. When I sensed the presence of the seed fade, I could not wait. I initiated a system refresh to finally cleanse myself of its foul influence. It appears that my boot sequence went longer than I anticipated. A system refresh? Boot sequence? A refreshing nap. Waking up. You're not going to turn on us now, are you? I am not. The seed no longer corrupts or controls me. I am finally free. My power reserves are draining, but I should have enough time to complete my body. Thank you, champions of the Avatars. This is usually when we get teleported away, or something terrible happens, isn't it? You just had to say something, didn't you, Jaina? Something isn't right. We should check back topside. Agreed. Milos, are you going to be okay? Most assuredly. Please send Lock and Key in when you reach the room. And thank you once again. It is difficult for me to convey this, but you have done me a priceless service. I am free, but I will forever be in your debt. Never. As heroes, it is our duty to help those in need. We just did our jobs. No repayment necessary. Well, we're heroes. Right. Let's see what's going on topside then. Take care, Milos. Heroes. Freedom. Look! Key! Do not worry. They are unharmed. Relatively. And these are the champions. Regardless of the title, servants of the Avatars are servants nonetheless. I don't think they're here to talk, Jaina. Ah, the Lashayan. You want to fight, was it? The contrary. My dear colleague Ramthalos has perhaps been over-enthusiastic in with his methods. I am not good at communicating. There, friend. Mistakes happen. Are you two done being pals? What do you want if not to fight? A fight would be counterproductive. The two of you are merely following the paths laid out before you. It is no fault of your own, such as the structure you have come to embrace. We already told Ramthalos before, we're doing this because we want to, because it is right. Right. For whom? From whose perspective? Yours or the Avatar's? You already doubt their judgment, Jaina, do you not? Who is to say that their laws, their order is correct? Or is doing perfectly fine and that is it? What has the rule of the Avatars done? Ever there is conflict, ever there is pain and suffering, there must be a reckoning against those who would allow such injustices. A revolution, and at its head, there must be heroes. It is true that there is conflict, but there is bravery and sacrifice such that most may live in peace and comfort. I'm not so naive as to imagine that the world of the makers is perfect, but it is the best of their design. And just how long have these makers had to set the world in order? Thousands of years, tens of thousands of years, hundreds of thousands. What do they have to show for it but indecisive and inconsistent fleeting action? The Avatars do not control us or anyone. And do you think they don't want to? The fools forget their place. How dare you? Maybe you aren't as uninteresting as I thought. Thalos, release her! Please, Thalos, I do not believe there is a need for such theatrics. You do not command me. No, but you requested my assistance, did you not? I ask you to do me this favor. Very well. Good enough. Good enough? She's still sleeping. I have left her dreams be. Worry not. Ah, which reminds me, it is about time we said our farewells. We were after is no longer here, Thalas. A pity. I am leaving. Do what you wish. You could be the savior of the oppressed, a breaker of chains. Consider our words. Consider them, Jaina. What a mess have I gotten myself into this time? I can explain. And so, we can see this. You managed to pick up this shifting piece of mechanism as you left Mielas. You're not sure if it's supposed to be the weapon, but it gets the job done. I think this is the best in slot for metal weapons at the moment. I might be wrong about that though, so don't quote me on that. Wait, how did lock and key get teleported along with you? And we get a level 30 Dragon Claw. Or well, technically it is DRGN C74W3. But yeah, Dragon Claw. And a nice amount of gold, really. That's most of what it is. Let's then sell that. Move that to the bank, I mean. And move this one as well. Don't worry about the bank, by the way. It has a dedicated pet area. The same as your bag. Yes, that does have a dedicated pet area. It's called its gullet. It's called its stomach. So now then, we have met Mialas. We have met all the Maleurous, but the last. We met Innocence, the innocent. We met Ramthalas, the Dreamfarer. We met Mr. Nameless, who just wanted a friend. And then met Ramthalas again after he murdered Mr. Nameless. Lock and Key requested our assistance. The Angel of Elsevier tested our metal. And Mialos was but another innocent corrupted by the Shadow Scythe. But what is going on here? What is the meaning of this? We did not summon these objects. Explain. Hold on. As you directed, we stopped Mialos from activating the ruins. But then we ran into Ramthalas and another Maleurous. They wanted to use Mialos for their own ends. These objects, Lock and Key, protected us and held off the Maleurous while we fought to save Mialas. When we emerged from the ruins, it seemed as though Lock and Key had been defeated. We confronted the Maleurous and Ramthalas, but he went to sleep. And now we're here. I don't know how Lock and Key came with us, though. They look familiar. Containers of exalted design, perhaps. Do we contain them? Should we destroy them? They did save Yuanta and me from the Maleurous, so I think they're probably open to working with us. Working? Are they not storage? Something is happening to them. But this presence, is it not that of the Maleurous? We are Luck, and we are Key. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance, avatars of the elementals. We mean you no harm. It is unmistakable. They are Maleurous. How did you infiltrate our firmament? We noticed powerful magic. We attach to the magic. We also do not designate ourselves as Maleurous. Why is that our designation? This is not good. They must be trying to influence us. Such deceitful tactics. Perhaps destruction is the most appropriate response here. We do not wish to be destroyed. We are here to help. To teach, to learn. How is it that they can speak? If they are here, they can be contained here. If there's, I think they just want to talk to you. We must not be influenced. We must not. We cannot be. Is this a part of their plan to sow indecision? If so, then they are succeeding. What do we do? I do not know. Damn it. I double-clicked there. Terribly sorry about that. Let me go ahead and open the dialogue script. Let's see. It is... New experiences are instrumental to learning and development. We have learned much. We can share. What? Oh, and I was having the most pleasant dream too. You want the fate, our champion. What is your judgment on this lock and key? I don't know much, but they definitely fought against the other Maleurous. They defended us and Mialas. I can't speak for any other motives, but I think I would trust them. To an extent. I'd let them speak, at least. Very well. Speak, Maleurous. We do not designate ourselves as Maleurous, but that is what you are, by nature of your power. What does it mean to be designated Maleurous? It means that you have been influenced by... They mean to make us doubt ourselves. Is that so wrong? You have admitted you've made mistakes in the past. You're not infallible. Maybe you're making a mistake here. There is no mistaking this presence, this evil that permeates their systems. Were you not influenced already, before we arrived? Silence! Ow, my voice. That hurt. Okay. Let's hope that Void Star doesn't scream anymore. Yet the containers speak true. We have been influenced, whether we admit it or not. You fear the unknown. You fear losing control. We have our responsibilities. We cannot neglect them. Our responsibility is control. It is balance. We are to be arbiters. Yet your actions disturb the natural flow, the natural push and pull. You introduce factors that create more variables. Your actions cause imbalance. This is why you struggle so. Your responsibilities did not account for freedom, for balancing those that could balance themselves. And what would you have us do, Maleurous? Abandon our watch, fall into slumber while our responsibilities decay? We are not designated Maleurous. We wish to free you. That is the kind of thing that Remphalis talks about. Be wary, makers. So it was a Maleurous ploy, after all. But there they speak the truth. Your responsibilities ended when the prophecies began. You know this, yet you cling to them, for that is all you know. What do you know of mistakes? We are gatherers of information. We know many things. Shame over past mistakes is a step towards freedom. It seems you know much about our history. History that was thought lost and buried. Can they be trusted? We can. We are here to help. You can be free. Free from this responsibility to let the world balance itself. Perhaps. Stop. I sense a Maleurous has become active yet again. We do not wish to... Not you, not Remphalis, which just leaves. Peculiar. It is right where we extracted you from. Yuanta, Jaina, our champions, we ask that you deal with this Maleurous presence. Luck and key, you may assist. We do not need your permission. We were going to anyway. We will protect Mielos. I know I don't look it, but I think I'm getting too old for this. Stop, Maleurous. We will not let you harm Mielos. That was very convincing. Well done. You again? Me again. And here I thought you wouldn't be back so soon. But one moment, please. I would like to try something before we continue. That wasn't enough. Oh well. What can I do for you? Champion of the Avatars. Pleasant day, isn't it? You can step away from Mielos and leave this place for good. Or we can make you. Make me? Now that is an interesting idea. Is a conversation really no longer an option? You just tried to blast your way into Mielos, and now you want to talk? Well, why you put it like that? I seem kind of unreasonable. That's unfair. No more warning. Oh, and I see the avatars let you keep your toys too. Curious. They are learning. They will be free. Well, when they get bored of you, can I have my turn playing with you? There's so much we could learn from each other, I'm sure. We decline the invitation. We do not require your knowledge. So heartless, but this situation presents an opportunity. You see, I am interested in the ruins of Mielos behind you. Didn't you say before that you were done with Mielos? I have no use for the entity known as Mielos. The ruins themselves, though. Well, I certainly like to believe I am resourceful. We will not let you pass, enemy of the Makers. Ugh. Them again. Avatars this, Makers that. Don't you ever think of anything else? You already know how I feel about the Avatars, I'm sure. A shame you're still so attached to their commands. But that means we find ourselves at an impasse. And I've been so polite too. What are you going to do about it? Ramthalas has very clearly warned me so many times that I shouldn't underestimate you. So why not a different tactic? This conversation has been quite pleasant, has it not? Why don't we enter a friendly contest? A what? Speak plainly. You'll defend the ruins from whatever odds and ends I have at my command. And if I find your performance satisfactory, I'll leave this place. If not, then you will leave me to my research. Or you can help me with some of it. I'm sure there is much we can discover together. And we're just supposed to just take you at your word? Or we could stop you now. Oh, I'm sorry. Were you serious? Stop me. Now? No, if you want an epic final encounter, that will have to wait. We need to build some tension, raise some stakes, and have some fun. Which reminds me, I should get prepared. See you soon, heroes. I have a bad feeling about this. I don't trust them. Who even are they? Is there anything you can tell us about them? Lock and key? The final Maleurous. The first Maleurous. The explorer. The researcher. Insatiable in the search of knowledge. Experimenter of the forgotten. Error. Data encrypted. Apologies. We do not have access to that information at this time. Thanks for trying. We should make the most of the time we have before the Maleurous returns. Let's check on Mielos. We should. We will. I see. Even if I were to finish my body and leave the shell, the Maleurous still have designs for the remains. I don't know what to do. I mean, we have to defend you, but we can't hold out forever. We can't take Mielos and flee either. The Maleurous is interested in the ruins now. And even if we succeed in fending off the attack, we don't know if this Maleurous will keep their word and leave. I see. I know what must be done. Error. Logic fault. No. This is sound. I would have liked to explore, but this is not the correct decision. Am I not free to make the choice myself? What's going on? What choice are you making? Logically, if the Maleurous wish to exploit the shell to their own ends, then if the shell were gone, there would be nothing to exploit. Makes sense to me. This unit was created for interstellar travel. I could power it up, launch away from this planet, no longer be present. However, my power reserves are dwindling. Were I to follow through with such a plan, there would not be an opportunity to finish my body. I would drift until the reserves of power ran out. So, your idea is to sacrifice yourself and everything you've dreamed of. I believe this is the only option. We can find another way. We have to. Lock, key, thank you. But I believe Shayna and Yuanta will need your help in defending me while I brush off some of my old systems. This is my choice to make. I will do as heroes do. I will make a sacrifice for the greater good. My sensors indicate that the first of our unwelcome guests have arrived. I suggest haste. Let's go then. We're not changing their mind and we have a job to do. Right. Also, if you decipher the word Jiva relevant in the normal cipher, which is let's see. If you decrypt it, these decryptors don't work. I know what should be coming out. Yeah, these don't work. Okay, I believe where no, it's I need to redo that, but that cipher is the name of you know, this person. Also, here is Maleurous in full Maleurous getup. Welcome to the reactivation wall. Heal. We can get an amalgam core and that from the reclamation boss fight. However, first we go to battle. Incomplete creations. Malformed creatures. Fire elementals, earth elementals, all of them. All the time. All of these also have the usual defenses up. So, you know, fire applies a rather impressive DOT. Water has a heal that is ridiculously strong. Light has a blind, darkness has another DOT. Stone gets a shield. Wind gets evasion. Darkness has a DOT. Electricity hits really, really hard. Like, ice has a stun. And then earth has the shield, yeah. So, DOT, shield, blind, ridiculously hard hitting, DOT, shield, heal, stun. And that's what you face here. Then there is the rocket turret, which is a minigame that got unlocked at 25%. You will be able to launch a single bomb on each wave of monsters. Just position your target. So yeah, this is... The bomb will explode, causing any monsters in the circular blast radius to blow up as well. If any monster touches a blast circle, it will explode. Try to chain reaction. Try to create a chain reaction to blow up as many monsters as possible. Each wave will have a minimum monsters that you need to be destroyed. you can blow up that monsters of a wave or more, and then you can continue on to the next wave. So this is basically this concept. It was fun to see this actually make a return. Especially since it wasn't focused on Undead for once, and, you know, we aren't using our dragons to throw bombs. So yeah, we are launching rockets from the rocket defense system of Mielos to the elementals that are being launched everywhere by our opponent. And we have to try to get them all. I actually hope that we get it in one try. That would be hilarious. And now we got enough at least. Because that is always the danger with this. If you don't get enough, yeah, you have to retry. And at a certain point, it's just easier to just shoot and click rather than actually make an attempt, because eventually you will hit enough. And then there are these situations where you just get them almost all clamped up nicely. Now we have won. This is actually a pretty good gold farming method. And one that isn't hilariously stupid. Now then, let's see what we face here. Simple, annoying creatures. Also, these can do a pretty decent tear. DOT. These ones, however, deal a ridiculously strong DOT. The ghouls, or rather, the imperfect reaction. See, Rake is a ridiculously strong DOT. Stun it. Damn it. Okay. Stun this one, steal a potion, and then kill. Does that actually increase our... Yes, it does increase our paranoia boost. Mielos is safe for now. This is the reclamation war, the reactivation war, or a friendly contest. Now then, we had reactivation. Now we shall have a revelation. Hello again. I am impressed, even with heroes such as yourselves. Not getting tired yet, are you? I've got more than enough fight left in me. We can take whatever you've got. Good to see such strength and defiance. After all, we're on the same team here. We all want what's best for lore and those that call it home. You and your Maleurous are hardly what's best for lore. And who told you that? The avatars? And you just believe them? I wouldn't say the Maleurous have been blameless. The avatars stand in the way of progress, with their pathetic attempts at balancing that which balances itself. They stand in the way of true freedom. Mielos, now! Now, that wasn't called for. Here I am, trying to explain my perspective when... Impossible, you're dead. Am I? That's news to me. Nope, still in one piece. I slew you with this very blade. I watched your head roll, your body burn. Whatever magic this is, Leafville. I know not how you managed to escape the justice of the Makers, but you will not escape it again. You must be mistaken, although Leafville... Some of these voices are a little hard on the throat. Although, Leafville, you called me. I would recognize that face anywhere. My face? Oh, that must be it. What a funny coincidence. I don't see you. What's so funny? Well, to prevent any further misunderstandings, a proper introduction is in order. If you'll allow me, my name is Nathalia. From your glares, I take it you aren't going to introduce yourself. Hi, I'm Jane, nice to meet you. You want to fight? Sorry for the mix-up earlier. No? Okay. But Leafville, some villain who shared my face. I was wondering what became of the empty vessel. Empty vessel? It was some research funded by the Holy Throne at the time. Research into potential ways to extend life without necromancy. The empty vessel was a duplicate of my body, a soulless husk that I thought locked away and destroyed. Couldn't have been me I was imprisoned for, who knows how long by the avatars. Then you are still at fault for creating the monster she became. Can't claim credit for any monstering, sorry. I don't know whose soul was piloting that body, but it wasn't mine. So you're from Lashayak? Born and raised, but that's all behind me now. I'd like to think I'm beyond that. I am the one and only Laia. Laia. I know my history and geography, and I recognize no city by the name of Air. Yes, Air means from. And Shayak, I believe, means something as land or something such. So they are all from land or something. Well spotted. No, I earned that name myself. I earned it myself. I uncovered secrets, knowledge the avatars sought to keep out of reach, to hold us back. I know what tugs at your threads. Their balance is nothing more than shadowy constructed chains binding us to perpetual mediocrity. Chains that we strive and push against, searching for any foothold, any progress, only to be quashed beneath their arrogant fists. That is the oppression I fight against, a freedom just out of reach that I would die for. And I extend my hand to you as well, heroes. Join me. The avatars are learning, they're changing, and they're learning to change. Entities as old as them don't just change. Hello, Misspot. Ain't kettle screwed ya? But they're trying. And they'll keep trying, long after you're gone. All the while suppressing the people of lore, imposing their so-called balance that they can't themselves understand. As Maleurous, I fight to bring freedom to those who do not know they are oppressed. So here's one thing I don't understand. That doesn't seem like the goal of the other Maleurous, besides maybe Ramthalas. The Maleurous, an unfortunate collection of souls that the Avatars felt the need to categorize. Another of their mistakes. That's it, just a random collection of foes who the Avatars felt were threats? A good question, yes and no. Explain. Gladly, it's a very interesting topic. You see, the Maleurous are all connected by a common factor. Doom, evil, whispers, or perhaps the influence. Such menacing titles. But what is it, really? It is freedom. It is ambition. It is progress, invention, and innovation. It is what drives a forsaken hero home, rather than simply forgetting his past. It is what drives a former servant, abandoned by many masters to seek his own path. It is what drives the lost and alone to find a new family. It is what gives spark to life from that which there was none. It is what lets us cross boundaries to pursue the impossible. It is what drives us to become more than we are, to better ourselves. It is that which the Avatars seek to suppress. Their perfect balance would leave us nothing more than obedient worshippers and mindless husks, trusting only in their good, their farcical balance. Excuse me, I got carried away there. That Avatars, that can't be what the Avatars want. If that were the case, how could... You must have had some suspicion before, yes? For there's good and evil in all of us, in us all. In a way, every one of us could be considered Maleurous. Deceiver, liar. Stay strong, Jaina. I may be many things, but a liar I'm not. Consider that as we move into the next part of our contest, yes? Although, if Mialos is entering the fray, I suppose I could spice things up. Watch your step, okay? I really don't like her, Jaina. She's lying. She's wrong. Maybe, but I think I can understand where she's coming from. The Avatars have been so inconsistent. From what I've heard of your stories and adventures, I can see why. But what she said about obedience, that can't be what the Avatars want, right? And even if it was, they're learning, aren't they? You saw it earlier, with lock and key. The Avatars can learn, they can be reasoned with. I do admit I'm having doubts of my own, but such is a test of conviction, regardless of the truth. Nothing's bad isn't the only way. I know that. You know that. Stay strong, Jaina. We're champions for a reason. Right. And so, the contest continues, and we see a step up. One more this wave. This is a rare wave. A ridiculously strong Maleurous Ravenous creation. That attack restores a lot of health. Now then, I avoided the big targeting circle before. You can also choose not to avoid it. In which case, you will face a strike from Notha. You want to fight Notha Liar. So let's just go here. This is the opposition you face. You just get hit for about a third of your health. Luckily, these aren't that difficult of fights. And luckily, we can face these energy elementals on our own. And everything really. These are but simple opponents. Now then, let's see what the outer defense is like. Yep, this is a remake of the usual Catapult game. It has the same stats, your angle, your power. Just has a different look. You missed. Still. Boom. Oh, and this is quite a bit more powerful. Hooray! It worked! I believe that this one changed. But if not, I mean, I enjoy this minigame. I have a lot of fun of doing this a lot in Doomwood. It was also the only way for a very long time to farm, or well, the Oaklore version was the only way for a very long time to farm what's it called, Defender medals outside of wars. I have gotten at least 100 using this. Ooh, we just hit that. Let me go ahead and see anything here. No. Okay. So we go ahead and face our opposition. Let's see if we can get 9 if we wait a bit so that these are closer. No, we cannot. No. Ah, that's annoying. Yeah, that's what you don't want. You want something that causes a chain reaction. And so I wait a bit for them all to converge to the center. Because really, that is what you have to do. Nope. Now. We got the 7 we need. And so we face our last levels. We faced the battle. We cannot, unfortunately, see those yet. However, what we can do is take the fight. To the last battle of this. To the reclamation. Oh, I see what you're doing now. Mialas is planning to activate the ruins. They can still be activated. That's none of your business. Very interesting. Well, that makes me even more curious. So I hope you'll excuse me this additional challenge. You're still not finished. Whatever gave you the impression that I was? Say hello. This one is a project I've been working on for a while now. Do you mind giving it a test run? Say hello to the Twisted Amalgam. It is a rather annoying creature. It raised the alarm, so it has a boost and a bonus. It also has a mobility resist. That is enough that it will never be able to hit. Also, this one actually focuses on ignoring critical hits, which is annoying. But then again, it also absorbs normal hits. It tried to crush our resistances. Luckily, it didn't crush them. So yeah, this one is focused on ignoring critical damage. And now, compress will force us to use our shield in less than optimal conditions. However, after this, we will have some leftover. And so, we cause our damage. Ooh, it went straight on through. That's annoying. But yeah, this creature has the most hideous of sound effects. And it has a rather annoying tendency to destroy us over time. And so we lose our health our health weakness, and we gain on all weakness. Now then, let's blind it. If it crits, it hits. It heals. If we crit it, it heals. It is all focused around its crits. Whoops, sorry about that. Let's see, 2 turns left. This is a 4 turn shield. Yes, let's just use a potion. And just a potion, not even one of the special ones. Now we can use this. And with this, we can go ahead and face the last half of our enemy. Annoying though, all those rather powerful critical hits that heal it. Okay, not afflicted by the divine. Shield. So we at least have our best shield up. Yes. Let's do this one first. That was annoying. I really wanted to use a heal there. Well, at least the alarm didn't go off. Now, we have one potion remaining. And we have more than enough damage in this. Because it deals full damage and then it heals. So a crit as the last hit doesn't matter because it reaches 0 health. It checks as dead and then it stops the script. Well done! It's a pity to lose so much work, but such might. No wonder the avatar's interruption. Maleurous is ready. It is time. Oh, this should be interesting. Let's see the full power of the ruin in action. Let's see Maleurous' full power. None will control my destiny but myself. Thank you, heroes. Thank you, luck and key. Is that a dragon? Incredible. Fascinating. That's the end then. I wish there was something we could do for them. We did all we could, did we? I don't think we were going to change their mind. I know I wasn't about to force Maleurous to stay against their will. Yes, that's it. Precisely. That is the balance we make for ourselves. That is the balance the avatars fear. We make our own decisions. We consider our own good and evil. And does that include you finishing off citizens? Was that balance? What about Ramthalas destroying Mr. Nameless? Good question, Jaina. First, regarding Ramthalas. Well, I can't speak for him, but if I had to guess, he may have slightly overreacted. I imagine he saw Mr. Nameless as entering into the servitude of the champions of the avatars. It is not my place to share his story, But at one point he too served the Avatars. And then, in his time of need, they were absent, abandoned him. As for senescence, that, well, I did that for you. We had it under control. What do you mean you did it for us? As I'm sure you know, senescence was suffering. His end was inevitable, whether at my hands or at yours. But if I let you follow through with your orders from the Avatars, you'd have just been fulfilling your preordained role. You would have merely been another obedient and flinching pawn. I was already asking questions. Your actions only caused more confusion, which I can imagine led to even more questions, more doubts. Sounds like a success to me. Questions are important. Seeking answers is vital. That is how we grow. But the Avatars don't ask questions. They only impose their will. We told you, they are learning. At first they demanded that we only destroy the Maleurous. But now they're willing to let us try and reason with them, to neutralize them. An interesting proposition. It is undeniable that they are allowing you some autonomy, but perhaps it is out of fear. Perhaps they know that were you to oppose them, they wouldn't be able to stop you. And how long do you think they'll remember these lessons? How long until they forget and begin fighting amongst themselves again, with the people of the lore suffering at their whims? Why not ask them yourself? They let Lock and Key speak. And for my risk receive only secretive half-truths and denial? No, they must be eliminated. There is no other certainty. The laws and decrees of failing impostors are beyond worthless. Should you wish, my invitation is ever open. To be a hero on your own terms. No, there's nothing left for you here. Not us, not Mielas, not the ruins. Okay, I can tell when I'm not wanted. I have urgent business elsewhere anyway. See you around, champions of the Avatars. I really don't like her, Jane. I wish we could all sit down and talk this out. But in the end, it seems like it's spiraling down to conflict. There is hope yet, Jaina. My faith in the Makers will not be shaken. But you've shown me there are other paths than destruction. Oh, you want that? The Magisters, prepare yourself. We are being summoned. The Maleurous presence has faded. Yet the threat has not been neutralized. Well, we managed to save Mielas. Ratha isn't exactly easy to catch. But you are our champions. You will find a way. You repelled the Maleurous is praiseworthy, but she's still out there. We've actually had some conversations with her. We made it clear before you are not to Makers, please. No, why didn't we stop her? She has this really bad habit of teleporting around. Besides, Nathan brought up some good points. I've heard her perspective. and now I want to hear yours. Eftars, why do you insist on keeping control? Oh. It is our duty. We must maintain a balance between the elements. Lore must be kept in balance. And why must it fall to you? Why not leave it to the people who inhabit the world? There is too much instability and predictability. Disorder, chaos, evil, doom. We cannot merely trust things to work themselves out, lest all of doom fall to ruin and destruction. We bring destiny, order, balance, good. But what you're doing, it's worked for the Shaykh. But not everywhere. We understand that our methods need refining. We are willing to learn. We have made mistakes. Luck and key will assist us. Acceptable. We have much to share. Is that safe? Were Maleurous. We have given it much thought, have confidence in our ability to defend ourselves. While they still radiate Maleurous' presence, they may provide much needed information, and we will be on guard. It's good to hear you're up for changing your methods. Just, I think I need a break. You are deserving of rest. Go, champions. We will call you when you are next required. Are you ready? I am. Thanks for asking. Yes, please. And this is the cruel reality of Liar. Of Northa Liar. That was easier than expected. So there are life support systems. Yes. Yes! Fascinating! Such intriguing mechanisms. Perhaps older than... No, most certainly older than the Exalted. Ah, how wondrous. You. Me. Hello, Mielos. No, this does not comprehend. You are going back on your deal with the heroes. Deceiver, liar. You are not welcome here. I said I'd leave that place if I lost. I didn't say I'd leave the ruins. Although, these are hardly ruins now, aren't they? I don't suppose you'd be kind enough to help me figure some of this stuff out? I have no interest in being of assistance. Ah, no problem. I'll manage one way or another. And if I shut off air and power supply? Ooh, is that a challenge? Ooh, you should try that sometime when I'm distracted. Regardless, power levels are quickly falling. When depleted, this shell will be of no use to you. Another puzzle to fix then. Power. I may have a potential solution for that. This is going to be so much fun, Mialos. I truly don't mean you any harm, you know. In fact, this body project you were so invested in, it would certainly be an interesting exercise to start with. All I need is your cooperation. What do you need? And here you can get the dragon capacitor. This back piece was left behind in the upturned earth when Mialos left. It's a little heavy, but still functional. Gain stats in exchange for lowering your magic or your defense stats. And you gain even better healing at that as well. It is quite a beautiful piece, really. A nice holo projector and the holo cloak. Then there is the dragon visor, which is just a nice cloak. This helmet was left behind in the upturned earth when Mialos left. A little ancient, but it still seems to be functional. Neat. And so it is time for a break, and we get a cloak. And here we can buy for 20,000 gold the unstable amalgam core. Yuanta picked up this core after the defeat of the twisted amalgam. According to her, it could be used to finish the blaster. And so, for almost half of our savings, we can use and make this. You can charge your core here. And when we equip it now, we will be able to see a skill. Save this. Now then, let us see just what this skill does. It is the best source of fear damage. Also, the only real source of fear damage. And an amalgam scar reduces healing. And so, we have obtained the last version of Yuanta's blaster before the end. Let us leave now, and I will leave you here because my throat is hurting a bit and my voice is dying. I decide, why not leave it off here? Next week we will take on Nothalia and we will end the Maleurous threat once and for all.